This training video is brought to you by K-Alliance. K-Alliance provides high-quality instructor-led training videos for desktop, IT, and soft skills. Visit us online at www.kalliance.com to sign up for your free 7-day trial. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and we hope you learned something new. Real learning, real videos, real success.
In this module, we're going to be working with the idea of our application roles. Now, in SQL Server, they decided that they needed another way of managing user interaction with the database. So we know that we have our logins at the server level, we have our database users and their roles at the database level. When you scroll down, if you go into your server, under your databases, go to the database you want to work with, go to its sub-security folder, then go down to the roles folder, you'll find that there are two options, database roles and application roles. Now, the idea behind the application roles is that they wanted us to be able to set up roles that would be accessed from client code. So let's say somebody builds a point of sale system, and that's going to be talking to our database. Well, they might not want to add every possible user into our database environment. As database administrators, we don't really want thousands of people as database users. That's really a pain to manage, and we want to keep it as organized as possible. So they created this idea of application roles just for us. We can go in and create application roles that are for the specific roles people have within the point of sale system, and then as a result, when they come in, they will actually log in through that application role instead of as themselves. So they can log into the application as themselves, the code in the application can then map them to an application role, and that's the permissions they'll have within our system. So when we're looking at doing these, we can do it both from the GUI and from our T-SQL. So if I go into my application roles and I right-click on it, I can do a new application role, and that new application role will let me set up a role name, say managers. Managers. I can give it a schema if I want to, so I can pick from the existing schemas within the environment. So I could say put them under, I don't know, let's go with marketing. So I've got the managers associated with the marketing schema. I can put in a password for that role. We'll use the password we've been using all along. Once we have that in place, we can go in and look at the securables and decide what things we want to additionally have them be associated with. So I could say tables, for example. And now I'm seeing all the tables, and I could pick a specific table and grant them permissions against it. But I've already marked them as part of the role as being a part of the marketing schema. So we'll just start with that. When we create that application role, that is now something that programmers could use as an actual pathway to this database. They could come in from the managers with that password, and whatever permissions I set at the manager level are what they would actually be using, regardless of who the user was that initially logged in. Similar to doing it through the GUI, I can do it through my T-SQL, and we see here that we're going to create an application role called Marketing App with a password, and then we're off and running. So that's the bare minimum information that we need. At that point, we can start granting permissions. Now, you saw in the GUI that I could move through, find a particular object or schema, and then apply a whole bunch of permissions to it. On the T-SQL side, we grant a particular kind of capability like select, which means they're going to be able to read data, on the schema named marketing, and we're granting that permission to the new application role called Marketing App. So now anybody who is in the marketing app or anybody who's logged in as a marketing app is going to be able to do select statements against anything that's in the marketing schema. So when we're looking at how all this fits together, if we look at our current user role, I'm in there as DBO, and I've got my SID, and it's showing me that's what it sees. We have a special stored procedure that can be run both locally or from our application code that is our our SP set app role. Again, that's SP set app role. And we're going to set that to the marketing app that we just created, passing in the appropriate password. And what this does is it means that for this connection, I am now acting as a different user than who I'm logged in as. So we can see that I'm now a part of the application role marketing app. It doesn't see my other SID at all. And this is important. So as a result, we're able to manage users under these broad application role headings so that they are not coming in as database users at all, and they don't have server logins, which means they don't have to be a part of our regular security infrastructure, but we can still manage them in a sensible way. So hopefully you now have a better understanding of working with your application roles.
We hope you enjoyed this preview video. Please click on the like button below if you did, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be sure to visit us at www.kalliance.com to sign up for your free 7-day trial today. You could learn a lot in a week.